Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Collab.Land Co-op Town Hall, our 18th edition, which is very exciting and time sure flies,
Bow, bow,
doesn't
bow,
it?
bow.
We are joined today on the Collab.Land side by Angeli and James Young, both DAO officers for the Collab.Land Co-op, as well as co-founders of Abridge.io, the creator of Collab.Land. The mission of Collab.Land is to create and enable community tools that encourage pro-social activity as well as enabling collaboration and positive community interactions. Angeli and James have been strong champions of this mission, and it is great to have you both here. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Jam, everybody. Happy to be here. Thank you, Chibi.
Absolutely. Additionally, we have Ice Big Nerd and Candy joining the panel today. Both of them are amazing Collab.Land Comms team members focused on security, community, marketing, and magic. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks for hosting,
Thanks
Chibi. Excited
so
to be here.
much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for being here today. And just a couple of points to note before we kick off the conversation. We've got a POAP for today, which will be distributed during the call, and we'll be using the POAP mini app to distribute this POAP. Very easy process. We'll guide you through it as we go. And amazing. I think that we're good to start with the conversation, and we've got a lot of interesting things to talk about during the town hall today. So let's get started and let's talk about bot updates. I know that both James and Angeli have some bot updates to share with us today. So let's get started. Maybe with James?
Yes. Sorry, couldn't find the unmute button.
It happens.
Yes. Thank you, Chibi. So, a couple of bot updates. One, the major one is regarding tipping. Now, we've been using or having tipping within the Collab.Land Discord for about 60 communities for the last 2 years. And we're going to be migrating this tipping. So this is layer 2 tipping. You can in Discord tip back and forth to different members of your community without having to pay any gas. So we're migrating our tipping system from a provider called Cage to a provider called EtherSpot. And we'll be sending a reminder to all of the communities that use tipping through the Collab.Land config channel on June 30th. So this is a heads up. We are migrating from K channels to EtherSpot, and we're also going to be sending a message to everyone using tipping starting on July 10th. So in this transition period, we are going to stop tipping. We are hoping it's not going to be for too long, but from July 24th and to the latest, we are estimating could be up to August 7th. We won't be able to support tipping. So tipping, as we transition from K channels to EtherSpot, won't be available from July 24th to August 7th. But we're super excited then now be able to offer tipping to all Collab.Land managed Discord servers. And we've been working with EtherSpot actually even prior to Collab.Land. So the original Abridge SDK was supported using EtherSpot, and we actually were the core code base that EtherSpot is using. And as we transition out of this beta period from K-Channel and we go into production and allow tipping to be used globally within all of Collab.Land managed Discord servers, we're super excited to be able to partner with EtherSpot. So again, we're migrating tipping from K channels to EtherSpot. We're going to be sending a reminder on June 30th. And then we're going to be also sending a message to everyone that's using tipping starting July 10th. And the transition period is going to be from July 24th up to August 7th. We're going to work very hard to make that window as short as possible, because during this window, there won't be any tipping available. So if you have any questions, please email support. But we hope that once we get back online, then we can offer tipping globally to all Collab.Land managed Discord servers. And that's the major update from tipping. I'll let Anjali talk about other updates.
Well, we also want to talk a little bit about the dates, right, James? We have, there's going to be a message going out to Collab Config for all channels that are currently using Collab.Land tipping. So there'll be a message going out to admins on Friday, June 30th. And then we're also going to be having messages sent to directly to tippers within their / command starting on July 10th, because the transition period is going to be July 24th to August 7th. And that is the expected downtime, but hopefully it'll be even less. And so we will let everyone know ahead of time. But right now we're scheduled for July 24th to August 7th. So if you are in a tipping community, your admin is going to get a message starting on June 30th. You can always ping them afterwards if they don't mention it. And then you personally, as someone who is doing tipping, is going to be seeing that message starting on July 10th. Do we want to talk a little bit about the relationship with EtherSpot, James, in terms of like what the EtherSpot is based on and how important it is for this relationship with Collab.Land?
Yeah. So prior to actually launching Collab.Land, we worked with the EtherSpot team, and their core code base for EtherSpot is based off of the previous versions of the Abridge SDK. So we're super excited about this collaboration. We go back in terms of partnership all the way back to like 28. And we've been collaborating with them. We diverged a little bit in terms of our focus, but now we're like bringing the band back together. And we're super excited about this. And this is just laying the groundwork for a lot more that is coming down the pipeline. And so if you follow EtherSpot, you'll see that they are moving in this direction where the whole ecosystem is moving when it comes to account abstraction. And so we're laying the groundwork with them for this production release of gasless tipping here, and also collaborating with them on other initiatives to account abstraction. And EtherSpot is also working with the Ethereum Foundation to create a distributed network for account abstraction, what they call bundlers. And so, yeah, super excited about it.
Me too. Thank you so much, James. And there is one more pod update that we wanted to share with the community.
Yeah, so this morning we got we noticed that the command center was running slowly for some people, not everybody. It was a bit inconsistent, but we were having some people experiencing loading time issues with the command center. I was one of them. The rest of the team were able to get on it. I wasn't able to get on it, so we did a little bit of troubleshooting. So if it happens to you, if you're having trouble, if you're an admin and you're having trouble with the command center, which is at cc.collab.land, our team is working on figuring out why some people are having issues with it and why other people are not having issues with it. But in the meanwhile, what worked for me was clearing my browser's cache. So there is a solution in the meanwhile, while the team is trying to get it going and figuring it out. If you just reload the page for Mac, it's Command R. I don't know what it is on PC. Maybe Nerd knows since he uses a PC. But you're going to want to clear the cache on your browser and reload the page, and then it works. So a little bit of a issue with the command center this morning. It is resolved with clearing the cache. So if you're having that issue, clear the cache. If you hear anybody else talking about it anywhere else, let them know they can just clear the cache. But our team is working on why it is inconsistently having issues for some people and not others. So that was the issue this morning with that.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you so much for letting us know. It was kind of weird. Like it worked for me and then it didn't. So yeah, wondering too why this is happening, but it's good to know that it can be resolved by clearing up our cache. And yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for sharing these but updates. For today, the most recent updates. With this, we are good to talk about the next topic, which is the Collab.Land Co-op. And let's have James share some of the latest updates when it comes to our co-op. What would be some of those, James?
Yes, thank you, Chibi. I am so happy to announce that we are coming out of our development hole here. We have been working hard with our DAO framework partner, Origami, and we are about to launch our lock token transfer UI for our investors and for our early team, core contributors here, so that we can actually have the tokens be locked, but also use them for voting. It's a long coming. And I know that Nerd has also been waiting for this, anxiously awaiting, and so have I. So super excited to get this out. Look for it soon on the Collab.Land Mirror. And you can actually read about this from Origami. So we'll post into the stage chat. They just released this. So super excited about this. I just need to fix a bug when it comes to the front end, one minor UI issue, but stay tuned. Governance will be starting soon. So super excited to have this finally out and about to launch.
Amazing, thank you. And I know that a lot of people are also waiting for governance to get started, and this is great news. So everyone stay tuned. It's coming and happening very soon. Any additional thoughts from you, Nerd? Any additional information that we would like to share?
Yeah, thanks. Like what James was just saying, super excited to have this going. It's been a while, and I'm super excited we're finally getting this done, getting this moving. With all the issues we've had in making this happen, it's like finally right there. But if y'all are out there, like Oops, I know Player 0x, K-Bash, Iotunde, Vinon, if you guys are out there, or anyone else who might be listening and are an engaged member of the community and you want to apply to be a delegate for the Collab.Land Co-op, in other words, you don't even have, it's not even really applying. It's really just kind of like raising your hand up and saying, I want to do this. That's really all it is. It's not, you're not like, there's no like approval from the team process for this. It's really simple. All you got to do is you just create an account on the governance forum at gov.collab.land, and then you just follow the instructions that are posted there. And I will drop it in the chat right now. But it's basically just walking you through how to, or putting up a post kind of talking about how you see the vision for Collab.Land and how you envision this, and basically just allowing people to get to know you on the forum is basically all this post is. And sorry, I'm finishing typing this out right now. Be a governance delegate. So I just dropped it in the chat, y'all, and I will open this up and screen share as well. Oh, Discord changed how they do links now. Link trusting, cool. Discord must have updated while my computer was off. But I will screen share this now, guys, or I'll present this now, rather. Just to kind of go over this so y'all can see. Let me know in the chat right now. Is that coming through? Can y'all see that?
Yes, we can.
Cool. So thank you. This is the season 0 DAO governance delegates. This is that second link in there. You just follow the instructions here. So the DAO lives, it's talking a little bit about it. This is how to delegate. So you guys are not delegating. That is like what we are saying is going live soon. You guys are raising your hands to be a delegate, to have people delegate token voting power to you, if that's something you're interested in doing. But again, just kind of want to make sure you understand the vision and the charter for those things. The charter, I got to add the link to that. I just got that up before I left last week. A little bit about the expectations for delegates. So what does it actually mean to be a delegate on the forums? And then we have some people that are recommended stewards of the co-op, but this is the same link that we're going to be sending people once delegation does go live. So if you are interested in being a delegate, all you got to do is come down, find the delegate template, and then you can literally just copy paste this. So I'm just going to copy, Control C, reply to this topic, and then paste it. I'll get rid of that slash. Escape. This is showing me the preview. Let's make this bigger. So the way this works, if you guys haven't used Discourse before, on the left is showing the markdown for this, and I can type and it shows me what it looks like on the right. So this is the same thing as Discord formatting. Like if I say this is new text, you see this on the right, this is new text is this part. This is new text, this is new text. I can put some stars around it to make it bold, or single stars would be italics, double would be bold, 3 would be bold and italic. I'm just changing the formatting of what it looks like over here. You don't have to get that fancy with your formatting. If you just copy paste it, all the stuff's formatted, and you just literally type your answers. Or you can go to a new line if you want, type your answer, whatever. But really the important part here is your reasons for wanting to be a delegate and your view on the collaborative vision. So like these two questions here. Why do you want to be a delegate? And what's your view on the collaborative vision? What is the collaborative vision? Well, there's a whole link explaining it, talking it through, talking about our mission, vision, and values, which was, if you guys were around back then, this was work that we did way back when in like, March maybe? Looking at the values for the DAO and putting those together into a mission and a vision for the organization. And feedback's welcome on this. If you have feedback, you're like, I don't think this vision's really accurate. Hey, what about this? Is this fit with our values? All that kind of stuff. But you just type out your reasons for wanting to be a delegate. I want to be a delegate because blah 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 blah. Whatever. Why you want to be a delegate, and then what's your view on the collaborative vision? What are your thoughts on the vision here? How do you see this fitting with our community? How do you see this growing and building out? How do you want to participate in this? How do you want to contribute? Any of those things. And then some other questions around like, what topics are you interested in? There's a list already here. You just pick 5. So just, I'm going to delete all the ones that I'm not interested in. Boom. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Languages, there's a link, to the language list, and just follow along with here. Any additional skills that you want to list, your favorite projects, Optimism, Arbitrum, and Uniswap, for example, whatever your favorite 3 are. Whatever. And then just, I'm going to hit reply to submit it when you're done. I'm going to close this though, because I've already done mine. And you can scroll down and just see what it looks like, because I did mine here. So here's an example you guys can look at. And I gave some extra links to some other stuff I've published and my Twitter profile and some stuff about my view on the vision and some other links and stuff. Knox has submitted theirs. So yeah, if you're interested in being a governance delegate, just go to this link here, the Season 0 DAO Governance Delegates, copy paste the delegate template and fill in your information. What's a link to your Twitter profile? Have you understood the delegate commitment process? yes, no, my reasons for wanting to be a delegate, languages I speak, areas of expertise, all that kind of stuff. It's just basically posting up a way to let people get to know you, the people who are going to be delegating tokens. How do they know who to delegate to? Well, they need some information. They don't know who you are. This is how you're going to let people know who you are on the forums. That's all this is. Sorry, I've been talking for a while. Questions, comments?
Please type your questions in the chat if you have any, but this is really valuable and helpful information. So thank you, Nerd. It also helps a lot to see you guiding us through it. So I think this was great.
Nerd, can you talk a little bit about like why people would want to become a delegate or why people would even want to delegate? Like for the people that are new in the audience and listening at home, for if they're not familiar with DAO governance and understanding the benefits of this.
Yeah, being a delegate means that you are active in shaping the direction of the organization. Think of like you it's kind of like being on the board of directors for a company or for like a foundation, if you kind of want to think of it that way, or like being a representative in government, those kinds of things. It's kind of similar to that, but it's just being saying like, hey, I'm someone who wants to take responsibility for this and be involved in the growth of the project long term, and I'm really interested in this project. So you get to make your voice heard and have a larger influence. If people have delegated tokens to you, obviously then your vote matters more. What you think matters more if people have delegated to you because they think your vision for the organization is really good. They want to delegate to you. They want to support your vision. That's the whole idea here. This is an opportunity for you to explain that vision in a small way for Collab.Land.
Yeah, which is why it's so important to include all of this information that you mentioned, right? Because you're going to say what that people don't really know you or your perspective on things or your ideas or your thoughts. So this helps.
Yeah. For example, if I'm like, I know we have a lot of, I don't think there's any, well, I think Teddy and maybe K-Bash, I'm not going to generalize. We have people who are primarily Chinese speaking in the server, and those people may want to delegate specifically to a governance delegate who speaks Chinese. Like that might be super important to them. Is like, if someone, I feel someone needs to speak my language, and that's someone who's going to be more representative of my values. And I need to be able to find that person on the forums. And so this is an opportunity for people to, again, give some context about who you are, what your skills are, what your interests are, and a bit of what your vision might be. And this is not like your vision can change, you guys. This isn't like this is set in stone forever. This is just like this is how I'm thinking about this right now, and giving people an opportunity to get to know you a bit.
Agreed, totally agreed. And yeah, again, thank you so much, Nerd. And again, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat and we'll make sure to get back to you. But with this, we are ready, I think, to talk about some alpha and product updates very quickly. Just the latest updates when it comes to our core team product updates. Maybe, James, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, happy to. Thank you, Chibi. So the first product update we are releasing, actually, we already soft launched this, but we're going to be releasing our dev portal. And with our dev portal, there are going to be these community APIs that we are going to make available. And with these community APIs, a developer can query our APIs to get information regarding the community. I just want to caveat all of this that no one's getting anything without member consent. So you can be rest assured that we are creating different scopes here. And really, we want to make sure that first and foremost that we protect users and we don't dox users. So all the data that is available in these community APIs are going to be aggregate data, going to be high-level community-based APIs, unless you as a member will in the future consent to allowing this information to be disclosed. So we're not letting anything out in terms of user data without members' consent. Again, we soft launched this last week, and we're preparing for a public launch on July 3rd. Super excited about that. And one quick update as well with regards to the dev portal. Not only will we be supporting community APIs, but there'll be this process of being able to submit your mini apps as well here through the dev portal. So we're going to really kick that off, and we'll see hopefully a lot more submissions when it comes to mini apps here, because everything has been done manually by hand up to this point. So really excited by it. We are also going to be launching our ProBot. So we're preparing for the launch of that, and there are going to be different tiers in terms of pricing, and we're working through the final versions of what the ProBot will include. We've gotten a lot of demand from different, our communities with regards to wanting, other features, and so we're going to address that in this ProBot. So be on the lookout for that. We also have a rollout for the GM Pass globally. So we can put into the Discord stage chat, our GM Pass URL, and we're going to be launching this globally. So please check out the URL to learn more about the GM Pass. I spoke about this in previous AI meetups. We are fully embracing AI in terms of how we can use it within Collab.Land, but we also need to be cautious about AI as well. And the GM Pass allows for this foundation of decentralized identity, which we believe in the age of AI is going to be super important, because AI can be weaponized as this weapon of mass creation. And in the future, it may be difficult to know whether or not someone is actually quote unquote real versus a synth. So with the GM Pass, we are able to lay the foundation for verifying who you are and what you're saying. So super excited about that. And then finally, we are expanding Collab.Land's token gating. We've been working with the authors of an improvement proposal called 6551. And there is this related Collab.Land Ask Twitter poll that we'll put into this stage as well. And we're huge believers in what these co-authors have done. Benny, one of the co-authors, actually helped launch an NFT called CryptoKitties for those that have a history with NFTs. It really was one of the first NFTs that really kicked things off here, and to give people an understanding of what NFTs can do. And so Benny and the crew at Future Primitive are back at it again with the ERC 6551. Essentially, an NFT can own other NFTs, and this opens up the design space, especially for gaming, where you can equip your NFT avatar. And there's a lot of other use cases that we're exploring together. And at Collab.Land, we've been working with the co-authors here pretty much since the beginning. And we're super excited about supporting ERC 6551, especially in Discord. And as we see this convergence of NFTs and gaming overlap, we think Discord is, and what we're doing at Collab.Land with token gating can really elevate the ecosystem and the communities that are using NFTs for gating. So be on the lookout for that. So there's a lot that we're working on. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Takes time for this development. So I really appreciate everyone's patience as you guys follow along in public, and we want to be able to build in public as well. So look forward to some of these features being released or breaking first within the Collab.Land Discord server. So everyone in the Collab.Land Discord server will get a first taste, just like you all are able to do so with the GM Pass and the Kudos app right now. But that's all I can really disclose kind of in the immediate future. But again, we have a lot more kind of in. So thank you, Chibi.
Thank you so much. It's always so exciting to hear you talk about our product updates and any news and what the team is working on. And as James mentioned, you guys get to hear it first, and we'll keep you all posted when it comes to any updates or near future releases or anything happening in the Collab.Land ecosystem. So thanks, James, so much. With this, let's jump to our next topic in today's town hall, and that's crypto news. For this, I would like to invite Candy. If you can please talk a little bit about any crypto news for today's town hall that I would like to share with the community.
Absolutely, Chibi. Thank you so much. So I will say that this past week has not been nearly as spicy or exciting in terms of crypto news, which honestly isn't a terrible thing because, the last couple we've had a lot of stuff going on. But what we have seen is there are some, as always, scams that are going around that we should be mindful of and make sure that we are being safe as always. So the other day we had shared this tweet. I'm going to post it in the chat review just about Telegram groups as a scam. And so that's something, if you're in Telegram, you might want to double check your security settings and adjust who can add you to groups. And in the thread here, Jen F. Teach suggests you turn it on to nobody. Depending on your, comfort level, you could also turn it on to your contacts. I think that's generally how I roll. But if you're being a little bit more resilient, or careful, you can put it on nobody. So that way you won't get added to new groups, because the risk here is that we're seeing people being added to groups that are duplicates or really good impersonations of existing or known Telegram groups. So obviously, similar to Discord, that's where we see an impersonation happen, and click. So be very careful. But regardless of, how you set your settings, double check where you are before you're clicking links, I think is the big message there. And as Nerd has posted, click on that thread, give it a comment, a like, a retweet, not only to help everyone stay safe, but to help keep Collab.Land in people's news feeds, because we are, always kind of sharing these bits of information that are keeping the community safe. So the more engaged the better we can protect our community. So that's all I have for current crypto news for today.
Thank you so much, Candy. And I agree, it's so important to share this information with as many people as we can. Like, it's crazy. Sometimes you just don't pay attention to these kind of things. Like, me, for example, I had a Telegram account. I've had it for years. And I wasn't even aware that my phone number was being publicly shared with everyone. And it was, oops, he's a friend of Collab, and who told me, like, hey, this is happening and you can, like, turn it off. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's a thing. So just very, very important to share this information, because that's something I don't want happening. So yeah, just stay safe out there, everyone. And I guess let's all pay a little more attention to our safety. So thank you, Candy.
Yeah, and that's kind of the chat we're having in the show chat right now, which is like this
Mhm.
issue keeps coming up, right? Safety versus convenience. We had
Yeah.
in the server, we had a discussion over doing support in the server versus doing it through Freshdesk, and the safety of making sure everyone's data is and everyone's information is kept private and away from potential scammers versus a convenience of just being able to ask a question in the server. So that's another thing. And then this one that came up last week is the same thing, right? It's like, do you want to set your invitations to nobody can invite you to communities or Telegram channels, or do you want to just let people you know connect you? It's difficult. Depends on how you use it and how aware you are and how alert you are at all times, because it's really in those moments where you're tired or you're distracted that you end up getting scammed. So even the most thoughtful people who have been here for a long time and believe that they're impervious to scammers are really not, because they'll get you when you're tired, hungry, distracted, anything else. So just be aware of that, and it is a constant balance, just a constant balance of safety versus convenience.
Totally agreed. And thank you so much, both Anjali and Candy. I think that with this, let's talk about our next topic for today's town hall, and that's a great article written by our very own Anjali, and that's 5 ways projects can strengthen their communities during a bear market. So, Anjali, would you like to talk a little bit about this article, maybe some highlights, and where can people read it?
Yeah, I mean, I will post the link in the chat, but it was on CoinMarketCap. That's a huge part of what we're trying to do here with Collab.Land, like try to get people through this bear market, because this is the time that is that communities are having the most challenges. Crypto itself is having the most challenges. And so how do you get through this time together and intact, both emotionally, mentally, physically, all the ways you can, financially? I mean, it's a difficult time for everybody, but how do you get through it? And so I was requested to write an article about that, which is like, how can we help each other in with the community mindset in within the context of community? How can we continue to help each other while we are going through this bear market? Because everyone isn't just focused on floor price anymore. And so what else can you do in your community when you remove that aspect of it? And some of the ways that communities can remain strong during this time. And some of the stuff is modeled obviously on what we do at Collab.Land. Like, really, it isn't very difficult when somebody asks me, like, how do I get through this hard time? How do I keep my community engaged? How do I keep people involved? It's not that difficult for me to say, because our comms team here with Chibi and Candy and Nerd and myself and James, when he is available to be doing his events, this is what we're trying to do. This is what our goals are. These are all our North Stars here. And so sharing them with others is it comes out very naturally. So some of the ones that we talked about was a content calendar. As you know, Candy makes this beautiful content calendar for us every Friday. We pin it to our Twitter account, which is collab_land_. And you'll see our activities for the next week. Every single Friday, you're going to be able to see what's happening the following week, which gives everybody an opportunity to join in anywhere they want. And it also gives an opportunity for newcomers into the space to know how to dive in. I mean, one of the things about trying to get through this harder time is to find other people who are interested in your same mission and in your community, in your project. And how do you find them? Well, you have to put it somewhere that's obvious. So for us, putting it as our pinned tweet every single week is making an effort to say, like, look, if you're interested in Collab.Land, learning more about crypto communities and what we're doing, you can join in any single day at any of these events. We list where they are located, the time that they're located, and as much content that we have. Sometimes Twitter Spaces, we're still scheduling the week of, and so we won't have a specific topic for our Twitter Spaces, but we do have our Twitter Spaces every single Thursday. And when we get closer to the event, and we put up the scheduling for our Twitter Spaces. We do include who the guest is. Like this week, our guest is going to be Benny, and the discussion is going to be around 6551. So we didn't know that last Friday when we put the calendar together, but I'm sure as we get closer to the event, we will be tagging Benny, we will be tagging his project, and you'll get to know. But at least you can schedule, if you're interested in Collab.Land, to be at our Twitter Spaces every Thursday, including people in our communities. Like we're doing the Mochi contest. That's a really great opportunity for people to get involved. Also, we have Media Team Meetup on Fridays. And that is where we really talk about what we're going to be doing. Like we talk about the alpha that we're going to be giving out the following week. Right now we're talking about merch, and I know we're going to talk about merch a little bit later, but we're going to be talking about merch and the designs that come out of that. We follow each other on Twitter. We try to support each other and elevate each other's voices. So having people in our community have an opportunity to engage and build relationships and build a reputation is really, really important. And then I won't talk about everything in the article, but another thing is about creating a positive environment. Chibi, I think, does an amazing job here in the server with activities. She plans the movie nights, she planned the karaoke event, she is planning either a poker tournament or a trivia contest in the server. So it's like coming up with these constant, like different ways that you can build relationships and build good vibes during a bear market are super important. And shout out to Candy. She's the one that does the GMs every morning from the Collab.Land account. So if you're enjoying the morning GMs from Collab.Land, you're enjoying the graphic, you're enjoying the mood, the sentiment, the energy, please thank Candy. It's just been a wonderful new initiative that she started, and I think it's brought a lot of positivity, especially to the Collab.Land presence on Twitter. And if Twitter can be a pretty difficult place to navigate. There isn't a lot of nuance, I will say, on Twitter. But GM and what a GM stands for and the little messages that she puts out with the GM are positive, and we're excited to have them and be able to have that out there first thing in the morning is really great. So those are some of the things that I talk about in the article. One way that we can all appreciate each other in our server is through kudos. Kudos has been a way that not only the core team can send kudos to people that are in the community. Like I sent one to Oops. I've sent some to Tunde in the past. K-Bash, I think I just sent one to Teddy today. It's a way that we can support each other and we can build up each other's reputations. These kudos are verifiable credentials. And if you've noticed, the GM Pass has been sent to the Collab.Land server. This is where we try things out. I know James mentioned that earlier. This is where we try things out. This is where the alpha comes. Soon the GM Pass, which is your decentralized ID through Collab.Land, is going to be available to everybody, to all 50,000 communities. But right now we're using it just in our Collab.Land server where you get that alpha first. So you can send credential or verifiable credentials. You can send quote unquote kudos to each other. If you think that Anita had an interesting comment or posted something funny, or if you thought K-Bash posted something funny or interesting comment or something educational or helped you out, you can send them a kudos yourself. It's /kudos. /KUDOS. And that's a way we can all support each other during this time as well, because these verifiable credentials move on with you, live with you. And so you get to keep them way after whatever happens in your future, you're going to be able to keep those. And so being able to have them now at this time, June 27th, 2023, in the heart of the bear market, is going to mean something, is going to be an opportunity for you to build that crypto reputation for yourself. So definitely check it out and give each other a try. Otherwise, take a look at the article. Thank you, Chibi.
Thank you so much. And I see some kudos in the chat. Just wanted to mention kudos make me just so happy. Like they change my day anytime I receive one. And yeah, maybe someone else also feels like this. So it is very important to show your gratitude and to let people know. If you're impressed or thankful by anything they're doing, also if you attend to any events and someone shares any interesting information or you learn something from what they're saying, it's also great if you take a moment to share kudos, to send them a kudos. So Yeah, I love kudos. I think they're amazing, and thanks Angeli for mentioning them, and thanks everyone for sending your kudos. I see a lot of cute ones in the chat, and they just make me so happy. So I just wanted
Chibi,
to
can you
mention it.
explain a little bit about people that maybe don't have their GM pass yet and what that process is like? Do you mind speaking on that for just a couple of minutes?
Absolutely. And very briefly, if you don't have a GM pass just yet, the bot, like as soon as you send a kudos, if you don't have one yet, the bot will create one for you. You don't need to do anything, and this is something that changed because before you needed to click a button to generate your GM pass, but this changed and it will auto generate it for you. So either if you're sending a kudos or receiving one, and any of you, the receiver or the sender doesn't have a GM pass yet, the bot will automatically generate for you, and it can take up to 15 minutes. It's usually less, but it will happen automatically. There's nothing you need to do about that. And then you can just freely send your kudos or receive them in the future. This is a one-time only generation for your GM pass. And yeah, it's very easy. All you need to do is to use the kudos give command. It's already linked in the stage chat. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you don't have a GM pass yet, you can send the kudos and it will be generated for you. Very, very easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if anyone's having issues in the chat, go ahead and ask a question there. It's /kudos /KUDOS, and then you'll see a drop down. So it explains exactly like how to give them and who to give them to. And do you need a GM pass already to send them? No, right, Chibi?
No, when you send one, if you don't have one yet, it will also generate it for you.
Okay, so it's instantaneous generation for the sender, but for the person who's the recipient, it might take up to 15 minutes.
It's usually less, but yeah, can take up to 15 minutes.
Awesome, thank you.
Of course, of course. Also, thank you for talking about the article. I found it very interesting, and it is in the state chat and also in our social media news. Just in case that you guys want to take a little time to read it, to go through it. I found it very interesting, so we wanted to share that with you guys. And awesome. With this, I have some more topics that we would like to talk about very briefly because I'm taking a look at the time and I know that we're almost at the end of the hour for the town hall. But very quickly, the next topic would be Mochi. So, Nerd, what's the latest updates with our Mochi journey here in the Collab.Land server?
Yeah, Mochi started last week with people posting memes. It's been going for that one week now. We had some chaos in the beginning with getting things figured out, but it's smoothed out and it's super cool seeing the creativity of people as they're creating these meme images from the AI templates. It's really cool. But last week we had our theme was about collaboration and teamwork. This week we've got we're going to be creating stuff around safety and feeling valued, building relationships and trustfulness. There we go. Dropping it in the chat. And yeah, over the next month, we've got our members of the DAO, of the Discord, helping us spread the word about Mini App Marketplace and making memes with our Ace bot. So let me see if we got a good. Yeah, we got some stuff. So we got our little Ace bot peeking out there. It's really cool, and people are doing that and contributing, and it's growing. We had some more people join, I think, at the end of last week, and it's getting going. Y'all can actually find all of the memes at by searching the meme machine hashtag on Twitter. And so you can see all of the memes there. I just dropped it in the chat. And adding a title on there. There we go. And I just wanted to feature one of them from last week, one in particular that I really liked. So this is just my personal opinion. It's not representative of anything else. This is just me picking it. But I really liked this one from Ayotunde last week, or earlier this week. I don't remember. What's the date on this one? Yesterday. So this is for this week. Ayotunde created this. It's trustfulness and building relationships. No better way to build trustfulness and relationships than to collab. And then he's got that AI image of everyone with Ace. I love it. Super cute. And yeah, we're just creating stuff and going with it. So we're going to be doing a call, I don't know, soon for the people who are doing the meme machine with us. So if you're in the chat right now, I think it's Ayotunde and Farmagata are the only ones who are here right now doing that with us. But we'll be doing a call later this week to kind of just review how our teams did last week and kind of set our goals for how how much engagement we want to try and get this week on our stuff. And we'll see what's up with all of our stuff. We'll get see the themes for next week, and we can start planning. We might have some more image templates to work with. I've seen people playing with putting images together and using like well-established meme templates. It's cool. People are experimenting. It's really cool to see the creativity come out.
I have a question, Nerd. This is so much fun.
No questions allowed. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, what's up?
I saw that more people joined as it started. And so it's like one of those things, kind of like our events in the server. Like people see it starting and then they want to join in. Like I bet there are probably some people that saw this and are like, oh, how do I join this? Like what are opportunities for people that are discovering it kind of through Twitter or kind of once the activity started? What can they do?
Yeah. Just participating on Twitter is a great way to build that engagement with people in our community. So it's like finding the people on Twitter and building our network that way. So commenting and liking those tweets out there, it really helps to improve our connections as a community. We can follow each other, find each other that way. And I'll just pop this link again, or I'll bump this link, I guess. But we can see all the memes, and we can heart and comment them to participate on Twitter.
Cool. And then there are some hashtags that most of them are using as well. So if somebody wants to like just search for the hashtags to try to find all the memes, like would it be like hashtag meme machine, hashtag Collab.Land? Like are there any?
Yeah, it's hashtag meme machine, and like that link that I posted twice is the advanced Twitter search. So that's all the tweets that have the hashtag meme machine and tagged the Collab.Land account. So that should be everything there. But yeah, you can just search hashtag meme machine and you'll see not just the stuff for our community, but you'll see the stuff that's been done in being done in other communities with Mochi as well.
Awesome. Yeah, those are so fun. I'm just thinking of people maybe that are listening to this and they don't have access to the chat, then they could do like hashtag meme machine. That would be the easiest way to get to these.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nerd. And I'm taking a look at the time, and I think it's a great time right now to distribute our POAP for today's town hall. So let's get to that real quick, just confirming that everything's set up. Amazing. All right, so everyone in the audience, if you would like to claim today's town hall POAP, all you need to do is to use the / command POAP claim. Again, that would be / POAP claim. You write that down it can be in the state chat or in the general chat, any of the chats of the server. And then for the secret phrase, you will see a claim phrase, little square. And you need to write down the secret word. That would be delegation. That's the secret phrase to claim today's POAP. Just one word, all lowercase. Delegation. Once that you write it down, you hit enter and you will receive a code to claim your POAP. Once again, /POAP claim, and the claim phrase is delegation, all lowercase. Please let us know in the chat if it works.
Chibi, I think this is a fun time to mention that this is a POAP mini app that's available in the Collab.Land marketplace. For those of you that don't know, Collab.Land is more than just token gating. Of course, that is our foundation and one that we will continue to support forever. It's really just the basis for how crypto communities even exist. However, we also have a marketplace filled with all different types of interesting mini apps, and the POAP mini app is one of them. /POAP, and you can just distribute POAPs within your community. There are some people that didn't hear the question. Masquerade didn't hear it. Chibi, so if you want to mention it again and kind of quickly explain that again for him or for them. Thank you, James, for hopping on.
Oh, yay. Thanks, James, so much for joining. Oh, I think you left already. But yeah, let's repeat the instructions once again. I also wrote them in the chat. You can click that command POAP claim. Let's send it once again in the chat. Oh, I think they got it, but just in case, this is the command /POAP claim. And then the claim phrase is delegation. Just one word, all lowercase. That would be DELEGATION. Delegation. Please let us know if it worked in the chat, otherwise we can help you troubleshoot to get you your POAP. Now, moving forward, I know that we're at the end of the hour, and thanks so much everyone for joining. We have 2 more topics that we want to go through real quick before we wrap things up. And the next one would be our top 100 communities. Very briefly, our latest updates when it comes to our top 100 communities, we have, let's see how many. 9 communities that are next to receive their full token allocation, which is scheduled to be sent today. I'll share a list of these communities, and this makes a total of 9 million collab that are going out to these communities for them to distribute to their community members. So I'll send a list real quick. I can also mention them. These communities are Exodia.io, Zombie Club, Exclusible, Fitness Metaverse, Alpacadabras. I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. Next we have Carve, Quest, and Pomerium, and Lives of Asuna. So all of these are next to receive their token allocation very soon. There's also 6 more communities that are going through the steps to complete before they receive their token allocation. I'll also send this list in case that you guys are part of any of these communities and want to stay up to date to where they're at regarding our token distribution. So these 6 communities are still going through the steps. These are Butterfly, DAO, Chili's, Just Cubes, YGGC, NBA Top Shot, and the Hundreds. Most of them are almost done. I believe 3 of them are almost done with the process. And then the other 3 are still getting there. But we aim to finish these distribution by the end of the month, which is very soon. So we're working on it. But just to keep you guys updated, Again, you can find all of these proposals in our Collab.Land mirror. So let's send the link to that. These proposals have all of the details on how these communities are planning on distributing their tokens. And lastly, we're reaching out to them to host events along with these top 100 communities. We're starting to receive their responses, and we're aiming to have Angle Protocol, which is one of our top 100 communities, join our Twitter Spaces on July 6th. So we'll keep you guys posted on that and on any other events that we host with any of our top 100 communities. Very exciting times. I see Kibash asking for the secret phrase, so let's repeat it one more time. That would be delegation. All lowercase, just that word for the secret phrase to claim the POAP, delegation. Please let us know if it worked. And lastly, we have our community and events category. So let's talk about that very, very quickly. We have first our recap for the integration situation that happened yesterday. Candy, would you like to talk a little bit about this event? Oh, when I see Angeli had to hop off.
Absolutely.
Please go ahead, Candy.
Okay, perfect.
Yes,
I
we
was
can.
like, I was having some issues with the mic. Integration situation yesterday morning. So we kicked off the week super early, at least for Anjali and myself, because it was at 8 a.m. Eastern, so 6 a.m. Yeah, we decided to continue to rate our integration with near protocol. And as we learned yesterday, it's working at Black Service. Essentially, a process for community members to continue building, right? Being an operating system, it is really allowing people to build on near. And Collab.Land here, as we know, we are excited about having people build out. We've opened the mini marketplace, and why we're trying to make sure that everybody is Collab.Land and our markets who all of those who near will also open the door are east to learn. That's I think the summary today.
Oh, amazing. Also, there's a recording that you guys can find in the recordings post here in the Discord. So let's link that. Well, we always do, but just in case that there's anyone listening that hasn't checked it out yet, we have a recordings post inside the events room with all of the recordings for our events. So you can check it out if you missed our integration situation. You will find a recording in there also for all of our events, town halls, Devra Live, etc. All of those you will be able to find in that recordings post. And I know that we're over time right now, so we're about to wrap things up. I will send you guys all of our next events in the chat. In case that you are interested in attending to any of them, I'll quickly drop the links to our soon to happen events. The most recent one will be our Collab.Land DevRel Live. So let's link that in the chat, even if this is an event for developers. everyone is welcome to join. And this is with our director of DevRel, Kenny, and he's fantastic. He does a fantastic job at explaining and guiding us through his topics. And tomorrow's, I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but I believe it's going to be a very, very interesting topic. So you're all invited. We're also having a Wow Wednesday with Angeli, and this is with the World of Women community. So I dropped a Twitter link in the chat if you would like to listen to this conversation. You can read all about it in this tweet and our SVP in the link that they shared. We also have Collab.Community Twitter Spaces on Thursday with a special guest, Benny, and the topic will be ERC 6551. So looking forward to that. And as every week, we have our media team
so excited
meetups
for
on
that.
Fridays. Yeah. So looking forward to it. Right, I'm sharing our media team meetup as well in the chat. We always share alpha every week on Friday during the meetup. You get to hear it there first. And I think that's about it. Lastly, for you guys listening, we have a poll in the general chat. And if you have a moment, we would very much appreciate your vote. This is for your usual availability to participate in events such as trivias or poker or these games that are not necessarily in the voice chat. It can be in a written format. This is especially for trivias as of the moment because we're planning on hosting trivias in the Collab on Discord. So if you have a moment, please vote. We're really interested in knowing what your best availability is for these events. So please vote. Writing that in the chat as well. And that would be all for our community and events category. Thanks again, everyone, so much for staying with us. We're 10 minutes over here, but again, thanks. It's always great having you guys here. Also, Candy and Nerd, thank you guys so much for joining. Always fantastic to hear from you guys.
Thank you for hosting. Thank you, everybody in
Thank you,
the audience listening and
It's
coming
always
out and spending their time with us. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for taking the time and joining with us.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you all next time. Until then, bye bye.